What is going on, guys? Cool Trainer Crow here, and today I'm coming at you with an in-game team builder for the Pokemon Typhlosion. So this Pokemon is going to be used in the Johto region, and I'm going to be talking about the updated movesets for Generation 4. So this team would most likely be for Soul Silver or Heart Gold, but you could use this team in in Silver, Gold, or Crystal, but the movesets might just be a little different. Now before we get started off in this video, I would like to just say that this is completely opinion based, and we can all talk about in the comment section below if you have any differing opinions, because I don't mind talking about if another Pokemon would work better in this situation or not. I love talking about that. So we're going to get it started off with our starter himself, Typhlosion. Now I really like rocking a modest Typhlosion because you really want to take advantage of that special attack. 109 special attack is pretty dang good, and you really don't need to use physical attacks that much unless it's the beginning of the game when you have maybe a flame wheel or a scratch. That's the only time it's really going to affect you. Once you start learning special moves, you're just going to start shredding everything if it's modest. Now if you're having a trouble with the beginning of the game, let's say the first two gyms, Cyndaquil is a very good option because you go through the Sprout Tower and Cyndaquil can just shred through all of that. And then he doesn't do too bad against the first gym leader Falconer either. But what's really going to help is going against Bugsy and that Scyther. At this time you should have a Quilava, and that gym will just not be an issue at this point. So if you're having trouble at the beginning of the game and you don't know what to go to, a Cyndaquil, Quilava, Typhlosion line would really be beneficial. So we're just going to go over the base stats a little bit. 78 HP isn't its best, 84 attack. We're going to be rocking a modest, so it might hinder that a little bit. 78 defense, it's not a very defensive Pokemon. It's just going to hit hard and it's going to hit fast. Special attack is 109, special defense is 85, which that's not bad in my opinion, and speed is 100. That's pretty good base stats. I really like seeing average stats. Like they look pretty average. There's nothing that's too bad. Like example is Jinx's defense, I think is 35. Which is pretty bad, but I guess it's a good Pokemon. Now the move set that I'm going to recommend on this Pokemon is Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Focus Blast, and Will-O-Wisp. Now I know Will-O-Wisp is a weird move to have on it, but I kind of didn't know what else to run on it. And I thought if it's a fast Pokemon that could get a burn off on, let's say, a physical attacker, and that would have its attack, so that would be perfect. And there's another move set you could also rock, which I would say Fire Blast, Flamethrower. You can go Sunny Day, Solar Beam combo if you're having trouble with water types. That can really cover its weakness, but I've never really been a big fan of the Sunny Day, Solar Beam combo. I think another reason that I like picking this Pokemon is I just love the sprite. I don't know what animal it's supposed to be based upon, but I absolutely love the sprite of Typhlosion. It just looks very powerful. The flames coming out of his head, it's just perfect. I really can't say anything bad about its sprite. So I guess you're going to have a little water weakness in the beginning of the game, and this next Pokemon is definitely going to help fix that issue. You really get it early off in the game, which is very, very helpful, and that Pokemon is Ampharos. So you can get a Flaffy right after Violet City. There's a little patch of grass down there, you can pick up a Mareep, and that's very, very helpful. Now we're going to go with a modest Ampharos. Again, I just don't see Timid working very well on Ampharos because its speed stat is so low with 55 that I don't think you're going to be outspeeding many things. And it's got great stats other than its speed. It has 90 HP, 75 attack, 75 defense, 115 special attack, 90 special defense, and then that stinky 55 speed. But it can definitely take some hits with 90 HP and that decent defense and pretty good special defense. Now you can get a fully evolved Pokemon at level 30, and that's not bad in my opinion. You can really get some power in the middle of the game. It will really help against if you're having trouble with Chuck and his Poliwrath. It will definitely take care of that. And just any flying type or water type Pokemon that you run across. Now the moveset that I recommend for Ampharos is Signal Beam, Rock Gem, Thunder, and Thunderbolt. Now I know Thunderbolt is hard to get, so if you can only use Discharge, that wouldn't be that bad either. Signal Beam can help with those pesky Dark, Psychic Pokemon. Rock Gem if you need to hit any Ice type Pokemon, because you already have electric type moves for flying type Pokemon. And then Thunder if you want to hit hard. And then Thunderbolt or Discharge if you're tired of missing Thunders, because I know I miss Thunders way too often for I think a 70% accuracy move. It just doesn't make much sense to me, but you miss a lot of Thunders. I just love the diversity of the moveset. You've got a Bug move, Rock move, and Electric type moves that really can help throughout the game, because you just don't know what you're going to come up against. Now at about this point, you're after Bugsy's gym, and you're already getting ready for that horrible Miltank and Whitney. And you're thinking, what am I gonna do? And I've got the perfect solution for you. You pick up a Pinsir. Now you catch Pinsir in the bug catching contest, and that is on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays? I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong. But I've caught a Pinsir one time in the bug catching contest, and I still lost to a Butterfree. Now, this has nothing to do with the team builder, but I just don't get how I'm losing to a stupid Butterfree. Pinsir is much more rare and definitely cooler. Now, the nature I'm rocking on this Pinsir is Jolly or Adamant. So I could really either go... I could go either way. I'm not gonna complain if I get either of those, but Jolly or Adamant is definitely the nature you should be rocking on a Pinsir. Now let's just take a look at the base stats of Pinsir. It has 65 HP, which isn't too great, but it has 125 attack, 100 defense, 55 special attack, which you will never need, so they could make that 0 and I'd be fine. 70 special defense, not bad I guess, and then 85 speed, which is pretty decent. If you want to bump up your speed, like I said, go for the Jolly nature, or if you just want to have a all-out attacking, go for the Adamant nature. Let's take a look at the moveset here. X-Scissor, Superpower, Brick Break, and Bulk Up. Now this can definitely be moved around if you really need to, but I kind of like having Bulk Up in there as a setup move. If you're going against any physical type Pokemon, it'll really help, and with that 125 base attack, if you get a couple bulk ups in, you're gonna deal some damage to some Pokemon. Now, its counterpart, I would say, in this generation is Heracross, which a lot of people would pick as a fighting bug Pokemon. But Pinsir gets a bug type move at level 30. He gets X-Scissor at level 30 instead of Heracross getting Megahorn at level 55. Now, that is just way too late in my opinion. I know it doesn't get the stab, same type attack bonus for fighting type moves like a Heracross would, but I just think it's an overall great Pokemon, and I wouldn't be angry using either of them. I just like how I get the bug move a little bit earlier. Now, if you're struggling with the beginning of the Elite Four, this Pinsir is perfect, because the first Elite Four member is a Psychic type Pokemon. A Psychic type Pokemon, yeah, the first member is, jeez. The first member uses Psychic type Pokemon. And then the second, is it the second? It might be whoever Agatha. She uses Dark and Ghost, so it'll definitely help with the Dark type Pokemon. Okay, so we beat Whitney with our lovely Pinsir that just will destroy the Miltank with a nice Brick Break. And now we're heading up to Ecruteak City, and we meet this fella named Bill. Now, Bill is going to talk to you in the Pokemon Center, and he's going to head back down to Goldenrod City, and you should go follow him back there, because he's going to give you a Pokemon called Eevee, and that Pokemon will evolve into the Pokemon that we are going to be using, which is Espeon. Now, I have a couple tips if you guys are struggling to get your Pokemon happy. You can use the Soothe Bell, that's a held item. You could put that on your Eevee and that will evolve into Espeon, but make sure you're evolving your Espeon during the day. And you can also get haircuts. I think that's in the Hidden Tunnel. I don't know what that's called. It's in Goldenrod City. It's where you fight your rival after the 7th gym. But yeah, that you can get haircuts and that will up its happiness. Now, once again, I can go either way on the nature. Modest or timid, it's perfect for me. Its stats are just way too good either way. HP 65, attack 65, defense 60, so those aren't the best. But then we move into what it's really used for. Special attack 130, special defense 95, and then speed 110. I love this Pokemon. This might be one of my favorite Pokemon to use in this game, just because a Psychic type is so useful. It'll take care of your poison, your fighting, all those just pesky Pokemon that really give you trouble. And with this moveset that I'm going to use, you can take care of your Ghost type Pokemon, and even if you're having trouble with a Water type Pokemon. So I'm going to be using Psychic, Shadow Ball, Calm Mind, and Grass Knot. I know Grass Knot is weird, but I just thought since you can use it and it has a great special attack, it might as well learn it, because if you're having trouble with those fat Water type Pokemons, then then use it. I know this is way late in the game, but if you use the Grass Knot against Red and even his Snorlax, that might do some damage. But I was talking about his Blastoise, that would probably a one-hit KO if you were decently leveled. And this Espeon is really going to help our team specifically because we have a very big fighting type weakness. Now I know the first 4 Pokemon I showed you, you're thinking there's no fighting type weakness, but the last 2 will have a fighting type weakness. And speaking of that last 2 Pokemon, we are going to pick up a water type Pokemon, which we will need for Surf, and that is just going to be an all-around great member of our team. And that team member is Lapras. Now after you beat Morty and you go to the Kimono Girls to get Surf, you can go to the Union Cave on Fridays. Now you have to make sure it's a Friday to catch this Lapras. You'll have to battle a couple trainers, and then the Lapras will just be swimming around in its nice little pool, and you can pick up that bad boy. Lapras is a very interesting Pokemon. I love how it's water and ice. It's very helpful when you get that same type attack bonus from ice type moves later on in the game, because you're going to be going against some dragon type trainers, and that is not fun. Now, the nature I would put on Lapras is modest. I know that's a theme in my video, that I like people that can just hit hard. Now, I guess I wouldn't mind a nature that upped its special defense or defense, because they're all pretty good. But this Pokemon just has overall great average stats, with 130 HP, 85 attack, 80 defense, 85 special attack, 95 special defense, and a 60 speed, where it really hurts. The moves I usually put on Lapras are Surf, Ice Beam, Toxic, and then I just had another move to put on there, Confuse Ray. Now, other moves you could put on this Pokemon is Blizzard, which is a very powerful but a 70% accurate ice type move, or Ice Shard, which is a physical move. So if you don't want to use Modest, then you can definitely use an Ice Shard to take advantage of Lapras's bad speed. Ice Shard is the quick attack of ice moves. It will automatically go first, and with Lapras's 85 attack, it's actually not a bad option. This Pokemon could definitely learn a very diverse moveset. It can learn Psychic, and it can learn Thunderbolt, I think, or Thunder. I'd have to look that up, but if you were rocking a Surf, Ice Beam, Psychic, and Thunder Lapras, that could just take on a lot of different types of Pokemon and could be very helpful. But I personally like rocking my Lapras with this. Since it has HP of 130, that Toxic isn't going to be bad because we can take a couple hits and we can just kind of stall. I know it's lame just to stall, but sometimes you need to, because there's going to be a time where you're going to be a little underleveled and you're going to need all the help you can get. Like the Confuse Ray, make other Pokemon hit itself. It's just, I know it's cheap, but it will help you in a certain situation. Now we're just shredding through this game. We beat Price. We took down Team Rocket. They're nothing. We took down Claire with our Lapras, which was very helpful. And now we're heading into Victory Road. Now you can definitely get this Pokemon in another area, but this is usually where I pick up my Rhydon. Now you're definitely going to pick it up as a Rhyhorn, but there's another area where you can catch Rhyhorn in this game, which is Safari Zone, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you have to complete certain challenges to get this Rhyhorn, but you could pick up a Rhyhorn at the Safari Zone. I'm just letting you guys know that. But I usually pick it up at the Victory Road. And it's usually at level 35, so it's not bad, but you will have to do a little bit of training, and you could level it up right there if you want to grind it out. Now, Rhydon is an all-out just beast. It's going to take hits, I should say physical attacking hits, and it's going to deal out some physical damage. Now you would think if you were facing a Rhyhorn, you would be very happy because it has a 4 times weakness to grass and a 4 times weakness to water. So you're thinking this Pokemon is horrible, but you're not going to be sending out this Rhydon in those situations. So you're going to take advantage of that. You're going to shred electric type Pokemon, fire type Pokemon. They might hit you with a special attack, but it's still not going to be very effective. You're going to hit it with an Earthquake. You're going to hit those poison type Pokemon that are just going to die by the hands of Rhydon. So you're not going to put it in the situations that would be weak to grass or weak to water. We have other Pokemon that can cover that. I love the adamant nature on Rhydon. It's just taking advantage of that 130 attack, 105 HP, 120 defense, and then we're going to the bad stats. 45 special attack, 45 special defense, and then 40 speed. You're not going to be outspeeding much, but if you're going against a physical attacking Pokemon, this Rhydon is going to eat up some hits. I wouldn't mind a defensive nature either, but I've always just been an all-out attacking person, and I just love hitting hard. You guys know that. The moveset we're putting on this is Earthquake, Stone Edge, Hammer Arm, and Mega Horn. Just listen to that. I mean, Stone Edge, Hammer Arm, Mega Horn. That's just terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. I'm only going to have Mega Horn on there just for coverage. I know Mega Horn is going to be good against Dark and Psychic Pokemon usually have a high special attack, so we won't really be able to take advantage of Rhydon. I think I've been calling it Rhyhorn this whole time, but Rhydon's physical defense in that situation, but it's just a great diverse moveset. I think this Pokemon is very useful for the Elite Four, especially Koga, and it can really help against Lance, because you could take an Outrage, I think, because that is physical in this generation, and then you can hit it with a Stone Edge, and that just will definitely help. You'll have a lot of Pokemon to help against Lance. You have Rhydon, Ampharos, and Lapras. Those three Pokemon are really going to be your big ones against Lance because of the flying and dragon type Pokemon that you're going to be facing. And finally, I just love the design of Rhydon. A rhinoceros in Pokemon. I think that's pretty badass, and that's going to top off our great team with a Rhydon. Now, I definitely use HM slaves throughout this game, so if I really need to use an HM slave, I'll put one of my Pokemon in the box and I'll bring out the HM slave. It's not that big of a deal. Like, as you can see, I don't have a flying type Pokemon, so I can just ride my bike somewhere, or I can put my Pokemon away and fly. I know it's going to be inconvenient, but it's a very powerful team to use. I've used it through Johto, Kanto, and I beat Red with it, so it's definitely a very powerful team. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I put a lot of work into making this, and I loved making it, so if you guys want more, make sure to hit that like button down below, and comment down below which Pokemon you want me to make a team for next. It can be Kanto, Johto, Sinnoh, anywhere. Wherever you guys want me to make it, comment that Pokemon down below, and I will be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. So this is Cool Trainer Crow. I hope you guys had as fun as I did, and I'm signing out. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.